We are live from Rockingham, a throwback track. It's actually probably really fun to run here. These drivers are currently right in the middle of their qualifying right now, so there's not anything that really we can watch currently. So this is actually, I think I have about a minute left in their race currently, so it won't be too long for these guys. As that is a ridiculous amount of tax on this thing that I'm looking at some car parts because my blow valve has died on mine. So life of a WX owner, always buying parts for it. Yeah, it's just a joke. They're pretty reliable most of the time. Then when they aren't, yeah, and that happens. But nothing we can do about that most of the time. But yep, you see these guys. This is gonna be a common theme. That wall. This track is so odd to run. Is one thing that I ran it. It is just, it's difficult to run. There's so many lines that you can run. You can run high, run low, run middle. There's just so many lanes that you will see that these guys are going to be doing here tonight. So it's going to be it'll be a treat to see, that's for sure. As I'll pull up the starting grid here for these guys and their qualifying positions respectively. So first is Doug Newbingus, second Gabriel Ellison, third Michael Groen Jr., fourth Brian Knoll, fifth Zachary Hockmeyer, sixth Joseph Plager, seventh Matthew Ayla, eighth Doug Denise, ninth is James Nelson, 10th Stu Leslie, 11th Anthony Thurber, I believe that is race control, and Jimmy Amos, if I'm saying his last name right, that is the drivers that race tonight. So we have 11. One of them is race control, of course. So that driver does not count for an actual person in the race. I'm supposed to be leaving them out there doing that, but that's whatever. It's race control. I'm just joking with you if you are watching this race control. You are a person. I love you. Maybe. And, well, let me put some race info here. So a little bit shorter than a mile. Now it's weird. It's so hard to describe this track.
What am I gonna do without the Geico restart?
I did not realize I had that on. Evidently, that was my fault there. Sworn I have a button for that, but it never works for me, so I had to just do that very quickly for you all. 1 and 2 is a lot more banked. Actually, I don't even know. It's weird. These turns are just so different than each other. It's just one thing that I've noticed here. But it is very fun to run, especially when you start getting into repetition. You just keep going and going and going, and it is a lot of fun to run at this track for sure. Yeah, is that my lap there? That's not. Wait, hold on.
The track temp is 125. The air temp is 74.
As my crew chief is running.
100.
Don't need you talking to me there. I believe I didn't even. No, did I do a race? I must have left this PC on. Didn't even realize it. These guys all a paint refresh here very quickly for them. To the two Roasted Gems coffee trucks. These drivers are literally always up front every single week, and it seems like it's just a repeat of the 27 and the 7 going at it. And I do expect that theme to repeat here for sure. I don't think that will be something that will go away here. So let me try something here. I will do a input capture. That is not what I want actually. So I will mute that, and then I will actually delete this. I don't know why I put that in there. But 100 laps here tonight, so drivers are definitely going to have their hands full for most of the races. There it is. That's where I can finally delete that. But pace car will pull in here, then it will be 100 laps. This will definitely be a fun track to watch. I do like watching drivers try to go around this track for sure. Newbingus leads into green here. The 27 miles outside. We are underway at the throwback track at Rockingham. They need to bring this track back. Very fun to run for me. I just love watching people race here. Something gets a little bit out, but it's weird. Like there, and especially the exit of 2. The exit of 2 is a hard place to be able to hit your marks. If you miss it, you are going to miss it a lot. See the 88 trying to rip that high line. He wants to do something else. You can get that going, especially if you can start rolling that high line. You can get an amazing shot up. You can see he closes up on the bumper of the 70 of Brian Knoll right in front of him because of that. The 7 looks like he's trying to stay relatively glued to the bottom of the track, not really wanting to move up at all. As of that, it's sponsored. I know that, but the 88, he's coming under fire. We got somebody loose back there. That was the gold truck. I believe that was Matthew Ayler, you saw smoke come out from him, almost spun it. Could have been very, very bad for him. As the 7 gets in the wall now, 27, he's going to go to the outside of him. The driver's getting in the wall. Driver's getting loose already. The 7's going to really stick to that bottom. Put all of his trust in it. It's going to work for him right now, but will it work for him a little bit later? He loses that spot. Now 29's going to try to take that position on him. Garone wants it now. He gives him a nose. 7 looks like he drives in there a little bit deeper than what he has been driving it in, but he holds that position now. He's going to go back at the 27. He wants that spot back from him. You got 2 guys that are above 5,000 IR rating going at it now. Fastest lap of the race was actually set by Brian Knoll. A 24:72 is what he ran on his last lap. He's been pushing it here. 7 looks like he's falling back, but the 29 is under attack from the 70 back in the pack. Here we got drivers pretty much single file. Nobody's really looking to pass each other just yet here. Drivers deciding to be just a little bit calmer. But that would definitely be something that we'll have to watch here. They're like, I'm just gonna chill out here. Not really gonna push it. I think that this is what I'm gonna. And this is what I'm gonna do. And this is something I think that is not a bad decision either. I'll make sure this is all correct here. And yes, this is having to do stuff on the side also. College is not fun. I tell you all that. That is ridiculous. I got here, but it's what happens. Nothing I can do about that either. That 20, that's 70. It looks like you caught a quick glimpse of him there. He's actually under attack. 29 take kind of a swipe at his bumper. And just different braking points from different drivers. And you can see these guys will probably maybe start adjusting their brake bias as the race goes on. Seeing just how deep they can get in there, but if you get too much of it, to the rear, then your truck's going right around, your rear end's kicking out, and you're going to have absolutely zero grip to put down power. Actually, I did this in another league, and I'm just pretty much implementing this among all the streams that I do. We are going to go on board with this small group. We'll actually go on board for 1 lap with each driver. So when the 27 gets back to the start checkered, we'll go on board with him in his cockpit here. I actually get that prepared so I can do that. Then we'll switch a driver every single lap just to see how different these guys are having to run their lines here. Coming out of 3, or into 3 out of 4 right now. We'll go on board with him right now. see Jimmy, he gets out of the way for those guys. I will say, I kind of meant to say this, maybe probably a little bit earlier than this. Probably my favorite paint scheme is probably Doug Denisis. I don't know why. It's probably because my favorite color is blue, and it's mainly blue on his truck. But see, the 27 and 7, I haven't really lost sight of each other. They haven't lost sight of the 29 either. The 29 has been right there behind these guys. He's just kind of been stalking them at this point. Everybody else besides them is kind of spaced out. You did see the 20 or that 83. He got by the 88 of Hockenmeyer. I think Hockenmeyer running that high line early on, just having to put so much wheel into it, just eventually killed off his tires there for him. Sadly, there's something he can do about that. Have to wait until has to come down to pit, as pit is actually a pretty interesting way to get into pit road here too. But not like Darlington. Darlington probably has the most interesting pit stop for sure. I don't know how you or who made up that idea of coming down pit road like that, but they did, and they somehow made it work. But Brian Knoll, he is in the pits. Looks like he jumped to the pits. What happened here with him? Like he actually jumped to the pits, so he might have had some damage that happened between them. I'm trying to rewind as far back as I can to see what happened. Oh, yep, there was an incident here. The 75 and the 70. What happened here? Oh, the 75 just got loose. 70 into the wall. It smacks the 70 on the side. Doesn't kill his steering, it looks like, but that gives him a lot of right side damage. He is not going to be happy with that. With that 75 for sure. He's going to be a little bit mad. James Nelson. James, he has some right side damage, so it's not hard to tell who hit who. I think it might have been his brake bias set a little bit too aggressive at the 29. He finally made his way under the 7. Not just quite yet. He has that fender out in front just for that 7 can grab it. 29's going to have to get in there. Maybe a little bit deeper to clear the 7. Sacrifice hurting your tires for about one corner. It looks like he will do that. He clears the 7 of Doug Newbigin finally, so he can set sail on him. That doesn't have to worry about him being behind him. .40 and 83. 83, oh, on the apron. That's always a nerve-wracking thing. When you see somebody go on the apron like that, their truck can go right around. That's happened multiple times that I've saw. 83. Still kind of going back at it here just a little bit. They're not really doing much. It's like it's pretty much gotten even between everybody in the field. I don't know when they're going to have to come down pit road. If it's been like every other race, they've been kind of splitting it 3 cycles most of the time, I think. But at this track, I don't know how their fuel will work out, but that's why I'm kind of guessing on that. As late January is the 1st. I don't know my months, y'all. I'm not very smart sometimes. I'm very smart when it comes to certain things, and then I'm just like, I have no clue what half the stuff is. I feel really dumb, but I also don't care. But, so, still made it to college. Don't know how I did, but I did. So, that will... Fill out some stuff on the side while doing this. I'm a very, very busy person half the time. I don't get time to really rest at all. I think Brian Knoll, he may have called it a night. Actually, could be fixing all of his optional, but he's so many laps down. I think he's just called it a night here. And I wouldn't blame him if he has. You don't want your race to end like that. And definitely a very angering thing for sure when you know that, when you know that you had a truck that you could have went up there competed and you get taken out early on. It's kind of heartbreaking sometimes too, and you're like, man, I was so fast, as I've done that multiple times before too. And I'm just like, well, this is annoying. I did right, never mind. Couldn't wrap my head around if this was right or if it was wrong. Definitely that was right. So hopefully this will go through. Finally, that 29 though, his lap times just a hair faster than Ellison. 0.03 faster. Let's see if he runs this lap. He was the 10th faster that lap, so he's got some speed that he's picking up. I think the tire saving that he did is finally starting to kind of show off for him. It evidently did take a while, but I don't think it's... I think this may This is gonna be weird from now. Is this the one that I use? This must not be the one that I use. I don't know. I have to figure that out. Whenever we go on a commercial break, I'm not gonna do that just yet. Probably actually wait kind of a while to do that, but we got a gaggle of cars back here. Who is that? That's the. It's like I know Matthew Aylos was one of them. The 54 who's gone a lap down. They're all back here. Hockenmeyer, Denise, 75. Damage is finally showing for him. He's pretty much got. I had to say what he's having to deal with right now is he doesn't have much turn left in his car at all. When you kill that right front, it just makes it even worse. It just keeps on building up heat, building up heat, building up heat every single time. And you're like, well, I don't know what to do at this point. Kind of like, I give up. And it's just something that happens too. It's a very annoying feeling, for sure. It's very, very annoying. Why is that selected as this? Let me fix this here. That was evidently not right. But I'll just wait for that, really, more than anything. 27. That 27 at 29 are an odd. Like, that 29, it's barely, I mean, he's barely faster than Ellison. Now, this would probably just be a thing where you just have to keep chipping and chipping and chipping away. And hey, but that can get annoying, too. You're just like, come on, man. I want to pass you, but I can't get around you. And it's just something that you just have to keep going at every single time. You're just like, oh, my gosh. Everyone goes under the 45, of course, lap down. So he's just kind of in the middle of this. Something he can do. But Hockenmeyer looks like he's trying to take it to the 40 of Doug Denise. Wants to get at least one position. So if I had to guess, these guys were probably going to split this race 50-50 on their laps the way that they're racing right now. We got there's some tires screeching up here. Evidently, I was wrong. But this is so weird. So that lap actually pulled up. You can see last lap. 29, barely slower than Ellison. I mean, he's 0.02 off of him. It's just so odd it's how these guys are trading their times. One's faster than someone else is faster. And it's not like it's faster by a lot either. I guarantee it'll probably be even smaller this time. Yep, you can see now a tenth faster is Michael Groen. It's just when these drivers trade off is the big factor here. They can just keep on trading off speed. That 75's having to deal with that 45 being behind him. He's like, I kind of don't want you here, man. I kind of want you a little bit farther back, but he's not hurting anybody by doing this either. I have seen lap trucks take out people, but it doesn't seem like something that he would do. Evidently, it seems like he'd be pretty calm with it. He's a driver that's very respectful, and luckily. As I am trying to check Discord. This is so many messages I'm having to go through here. Holy crap. A lot of them. A lot. As 88 trying to get his nose under the 40. He was right there on Doug Denise. He was so close to putting his nose in there. 40 just holding that bottom, not letting him get there. They'd probably be a little bit angry from that. And if I was him, I wouldn't blame him for being a little bit mad either. I'd be like, okay, well, you're going to run that line, then I'm going to get a little bit aggressive when I go in there then. He's still trying to get up under. He just can't get it done. He's right there on him. Nervous about him. Now, you see where he goes, where he's running down. There's a dangerous area because... And there they go. There's contact between the 40 and the 88. Down back into the pack. Had a feeling that was eventually going to happen. The 88 just got in there way too aggressive. This is not going to be happy between these two drivers. We'll go back and look at this. I think 88 just got a little bit too deep into the corner. 8 tires turned better than 4. I think that's what happened between these guys here. See, oh, he just plowed tight on the brakes right up into the 40 of Doug Denise. It's hard contact for the 40, 75. Luckily, he was able to jump on the brakes nothing came of that after that, right? After that incident between these two. See the 7. These guys are actually about to catch this pack in the back currently. While these guys are going around, and actually, I'll wait till he do cautions. The 40, he comes down pit road. Damage is probably just too much for him. So he might just be getting tires and getting out in the way. As this can be a split for him. He can just be splitting the race. It's not a bad option either. '93, Joseph Plager came down. Hockenmeyer, he's down, so I think these guys are just coming in early because of the damage that they have. Maybe could be jumping these guys, could be attempting to do that. I don't think that they are, however, but it is a possibility that they could be trying to do that on them. This race has gone by actually pretty fast. They are running 25 to 26 second laps when the tires are worn down. That's what their times go down to, but not terrible at all. They've been pretty good with their times. I'm very impressed by that. As that does not look normal at all. Actually, that's why it doesn't look normal to me. Confused for a minute. I was like, what? What? What are you talking about? 93, he's going to be setting some fast laps. But he is a lap down, so he'll just probably get his lap back here really soon. And we have the 54 in the wall. He's able to save it. Doesn't come back up in the path of the 27. Oh, he actually almost thought he got nipped there. It's almost bad. Gabriel, I know he got a little bit nervous when he saw Jimmy on his inside. You don't want to see those guys on your inside. They're like, oh, please go away from me. Don't see anybody else down pit road. Somebody rolling down pit road there. Who was that? Must be just be seeing stuff here. What was this? Okay, that's what that was. Michael Groen. Yep, he knew they were going to split it. So they're going to be splitting this race. One pit stop. This is kind of what I had in my mind that they were going to end up doing here. So Michael, he'll come down, see how long the 27 stays out, and the 7, these guys behind them stay out. But the thing is, that's 29. He had some speed. He wasn't slow. He was keeping up with that 27, sometimes running faster laps than him. So I think that he's going to be somebody that, you know, you're going to have to watch out for sure. I don't think he's going to be somebody you can just kind of look at and be like, he ain't going to do anything. I mean, you're going to have to watch this guy. Very glad about that because you want to see drivers face some challenges. He's out and away. As yep, Gabriel Ellison, Duggan Newbigant, Matthew Ayla, Nelson, and James Nelson and Stu Leslie are all in the pits of the 27. Looks like he got very, very back of his pit stall there. He has a whole pit box he can use, but just looks like he just braked early. So not to hit anybody. But yeah, so looks like Garone, he does get the lead just in front of that 27, and I don't think at tracks like these, I think that just one lap isn't going to make too much of a difference either. I think that I just think that this 29 doing this, I think this is going to probably benefit him. Now, that being said, I can be completely wrong and just speaking complete nonsense. I probably am, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised by that either. As Coca-Cola Racing Series is at Bristol. That's pretty cool. But he just set the fastest lap of the race. Michael did a 24:57 for his last lap. But he's definitely pushing it. Might want to be saving his tires here just a little bit, not going full throttle, but it's evidently that is his choice also to be making. But yeah, these two looks like they're pretty much. Actually, Jimmy's probably not out of the race. He is slowly rolling. I don't think he realizes this. He's just barely going. The Newbigin, he just ran a 56, so that's the fastest lap of the race, just 0.01 faster than Michael. At 27, though, oh gosh. He's coming. Ran a 2040 or 2460. Garone ran a 2468. So 0.08 faster. So this might be I might be eating my words here come very soon. That being said, the 27 could be absolutely flooring it to get to him, but it doesn't seem very likely on how he's been doing his racing so far. Somebody's trying to say something that I evidently didn't tell them, but that 27, he's closing up on him now. I think that at 29, he could be saving his tires too. That is not a bad option for him. At 27, he's definitely putting his tires through it. He's not giving them much of a rest, for sure, that is. Looks like everybody else is pretty much spaced out with each other. There's not many guys that are close. A lot of them are a lap down. We've only got 5 people on the lead lap also. So unless somebody absolutely junks it in the fence, I don't see this really changing here. Hopefully that's probably not going to get red, but might as well send it. '93 goes under the 75. I believe that was not for a... No, was that for a position? Nope. Actually, 93 is on the lead lap. I didn't even realize that. So it's the... Wait, no, that's 83. No. I'm losing my mind over here. You keep on getting these guys' numbers confused. We got an 83 and a 93. So these guys are both on the lead lap. The 93, he's not been running bad. I clicked the wrong number again. His lap was actually, I know it was slower. For some reason I thought it was faster. Now this this 27 and 29 are going to start going at it here. That 27 trying to get to his quarter panel. Looks like Jimmy locked up in front of him, but he keeps going. No harm and no foul done. Don't want to flat spot these tires, that's for sure. How's that? Got a piece of Doritos in my mouth. 40 in this 93, and these 75 are kind of having to deal with each other, but not for position here, so just kind of racing, getting through this lap traffic here. But this is where it's going to get interesting. Is this 29 and this 27? Like, oh gosh. Oh no! I thought they were going to nail the 54 there for a minute. That was very close to hitting them. While these two, if anything happens between these two guys during this commercial break, I will definitely let y'all know, but I'm going to roll the ads here. But if anything happens, we will get right back to the action. These guys are all over each other currently, though. Surprisingly, we haven't missed anything. That 27 got right up on the bumper of the 29 while that was happening. But in the process of these guys doing this, the 7 just ran a faster lap than basically all the field. Now, that could have been just a very well put together lap, as he is, of course, almost 8.5 seconds behind. So he's going to have a miracle to be able to come back and, you know, chase these guys down, of course. But the way these guys are racing, they're racing incredibly hard. As he just ran a faster lap that last lap too. So maybe the 7 can come into a big factor here. I'm not counting that 7 of Douglas Newbigin out, because he could come into play. He's got it under 8 seconds now, so he's definitely shaving off some time here. It's not like he's losing time. He's actually able to. Oh, that's my mind. Actually able to reduce it too. So that's a big deal that he's able to do that. That's not a small deal. That's a pretty big one. That is not actually, it is what I need to see. Oh gosh, this 7's coming now. This 7 is going to catch these guys. I think he's going to catch them before this race ends. The way these guys are running, they are just going at each other. This 7 though, oh gosh. He's shaving off time. A lot of time now. Was 8, now almost 7. It might be 7 by the end of this lap. Well, he's running. Actually, he kind of blew that corner there. I think he saved his tires and he's let this 29, this 27 go at it. Those 29, this 27 are probably looking in, or at the road and being like, oh, this 7's coming. Now, 7 pitted lap 51. This 29's been holding off the 27 with his life. As this 27 gets any amount of room on the 29, I think the 29's pretty much a sit and duck at that point. Hopefully he isn't. Hopefully he will be able to hold him off. Well, when I say that, I don't want to see drivers, you know, take each other out. I just want to see some hard racing. I don't never like seeing wrecks. That is one thing that I have a peeve against, but sometimes I can't do stuff about that, sadly. Oh gosh, that 27 all over the bumper on the 29. He's going to try to make his move now. The 29 doesn't really hog him down, but he's going to get in there maybe a little bit deep. But this 27, and this might be what he needs. That 29 puts the power down, still holds him off. Newbigin is under 7 seconds now with 21 laps to go. Can this 29 hold off that 27? He gets really close to his bumper. That 27 might have to give the 29 a little shot, get him up the track and move him out the way. He's going to try to make the same move that he did earlier. Actually lays off, might be trying to get a run on the 29. Saw that he got in there a little bit deep. The 29 cuts across the nose of the 27 of Gabriel Ellison. 29 is driving for his life right now. He does not want anything to happen. Back in the pack here, this is pretty much just sorted out. Drivers are so spaced out. It's like nothing's going on, but this is where it is up here. 29 to 27. I don't think Douglas Newbigin has enough time to get up here to be a factor in this. Now, that being said, he could turn on the burners here very soon. And I could be proven completely wrong. That 27. Oh, I thought he was going to try to take a swipe at the 29. Decides not to. Oh, gosh. These two are going to go at it. They are going to go at it here. 27 trying to get under the 29. He's under him now again. Same corner. 29 can get in there. Looks like that's preferred line. The 29 just able to stay barely ahead of this 27. But this 27, he is all over the bumper of Michael Garone Jr. I think he's going to have to use a bumper. I think he's going to have to use his front bumper to the back bumper of the 29. That's the only way I can see it happening. He keeps trying 3 and 4. That 29 knows the line. He knows that he needs to run right where he's running right there is that middle groove. You can't really roll that bottom, but that 27 looks like he rolls it just a little bit better than 29. What will he do going into one? He's going to look at the bottom. 29 throws a little bit of a block. They're going to be side by side. Aaron, you're 1 and 2. This might be what the 27 needs. 29 blows the corner. Got tight into the wall. It's going to give the lead to the 27 now. The 29 made one simple mistake, and that might be his shot to win the race here. That very well could have been. I think he just got in the corner just a little bit too deep. One mistake cost him the race win, it seems. Now, he could come back to this 27. Who knows? I just think that the way that these guys were racing each other is just way too much now. They were really going at it. I think that's just hurt them in general. Got some people down pit road. Zachary Hockenmeyer, something must have happened to him. Doug Denice, he's been down pit road also. He's been in here for a while. You realize that these guys came down pit road. The 20, yeah, I think the 29 is pretty much his chance to win is gone now, unless he can somehow pour ice on his tires and have them be cooled down within the next 10 laps. I don't see him posing much of a threat, and that's just something that it's just he just fights so hard. He knew once that 27 got by him, his shot to win was basically gone. There's just nothing that he could have done. We'll go on board with Gabriel Ellis and Michael Groen Jr. and Doug Newbigin here. Very quick, we'll go on. Let's go a lap with these guys. Actually, we'll go 2 laps. Just looks like that 27, I think he has the win in the back currently, as I kind of messed up. Didn't go on board. I went from a different camera angle, so I had to look over and change that. But 27, he's been pulling away. Looks like these top 3 positions are pretty much locked down. I don't see anybody passing these guys for sure. Just way too far ahead. Way too far ahead for these guys to do anything on them. The 20 now. I mean, said I saw people wreck. As you know, we saw Kyle Larson last year blow a tire going into turn 3 of Pocono. Then his race was over. So that could happen. Hopefully, I kind of wish they would add that in iRacing to where you just randomly blow tires every now and then, but that'd be one annoying thing to for sure having to deal with. At 27, he was behind that 29. Felt like forever almost. He was having to deal with him. Got a good run at coming out of 3 and 4, took it and 1 and 2. The 29 just got a little bit too tight, plowed up almost into the wall, and that gave him the opening for it. That was just hard racing between those two drivers. That's what you want to see. Nothing dirty done between either of them. See, we'll go through the running order right now. This is pretty much where I'd expect to finish. So, Gabriel Ellison first, Michael Groen Jr. second, third, Doug Newbigin fourth, Joseph Plager fifth, Stu Leslie sixth, James Nelson seventh, Matthew Ayla eighth, Zachary Hockenmeyer ninth, Doug Denice 10th is Jimmy Emos. Probably saying his last name wrong on how I am. But I know what the 27 does not want to see is a caution. If caution were to come out, his heart might just drop to his stomach. Because that'll give everybody a chance behind him to come and get tires here. And I mean, he'll of course get them, but I just don't see. I don't see anybody taking down that 27. Now that 27 gets extremely loose out of nowhere. That 29, he'll definitely capitalize on that. That is if that does happen, but I just really don't see that happening for him. He's been very smooth and smooth out pretty much every corner for him. Have 2 more times around here, then the race will basically be done for him. I will give the 29 put in a valiant effort trying to hold off that 27 for as long as he can. He just fell a little bit too short. Might have had a shot if he would have stayed close to him in 1 and 2. But he just got a little bit too aggressive on the brakes, and the truck just wouldn't turn out of this. But Gabriel Ellison, he has 1 more time around here at Rockingham. Throwback track. I wish NASCAR would bring it back. It's a very fun track to run on out of the exit up to. Very smooth. He can pretty much just kind of coast him here. He has a 2.5-second lead over Michael Groen Jr. He's going to go into 3, roll that bottom, kind of get off the bottom a little bit, and he's going to come out of 4. And the person taking the first race tonight will be Gabriel Ellison here at Rockingham. Michael Groen Jr., he will come second. Doug Newbigin, he will come home third. Joseph Plager will come home 4th, and Stu Leslie will come home 5th, a lap down. It's only 4 trucks on the lead lap, but I know Gabriel Ellison, he will be happy with that finish for sure. Watch him burn it down here. So when I pull up the race results here, I always let the drivers do their burnout. Don't want to cut them short. We will bring in the 7. Actually, we might wait for these guys to get in here. This is going to be ridiculous. Master broadcast another event. Oh, Lord. Well, I might have to drag these guys in here. They might not be able to get into the booth. So, yeah, let me drag them. Drag them in here very quickly. So I just missed dragging them into the waiting booth here. I need to get that to stop server muting people. So we'll get in Michael Groen and we find all these guys here. Where is the 29? 29 does not get in here. Guess I'm not going to be able to interview him. We will bring in the 7 of Douglas Newbigin. Hey Douglas, this is Bryce's booth. You got a copy, man?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Man, so you come home 3rd. How did that race go for you from the drop of the green flag to the checkered, man?
I thought I was gonna go really good. I had fast lap in practice by about half a tenth, and freaking qualified half a tenth better than the whole field. So I was like, yeah, cakewalk, whatever. And then I just hit the wall, come out of 4, 10 laps in. That was real smart. But yeah, after that, I mean, it's like I've raced this track a couple times already with the trucks and the leagues, and I kind of knew what the tire saving line was, and I did that tire saving line, and then Gabe started pulling away, and I thought, oh, yeah, well, get him a long run, whatever. He started pulling away, then the 29, Michael, he started coming up behind me, and I was like, oh, he's wasting his stuff, oh, here I go. And then, yeah, whatever line I was running that used to be a tire saving line was obviously not the tire saving line. It seemed to honestly be the opposite. So kind of screwed myself there. Definitely next time if we ever go back to that track and have to figure something else out, because I was just horrible, really. I mean, that point. But yeah, I mean, I'm moving on to Atlanta. I don't think I lost that many points a game. Maybe like 2 or 3 I calculated. So
Yeah, man. Rockingham is a pretty interesting track. It is kind of fun to run, but no, towards the end of the race, I was seeing that 27, that 29, while those two were going at it, you were able to shave off some time. Of course, when they got that sorted out, you just weren't able to catch them at that point. Nothing that you could have done. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching this first stream here tonight?
yeah, Roasted Gems Coffee, obviously. Big supporter of the car. Love those guys. Best coffee in the world. Use code Lucky Ducks for 15% off. That's one word, Lucky Ducks. jcconcepts.com. If you need RC stuff, go there. Oh man, yeah, just Lucky Ducks too. All those guys and everyone else in the car. Yeah, and I'm kind of hot right now. So, my room is like a freaking sauna. So yeah, thanks everyone on the team. All my teammates here, and hopefully we'll have a better race at Atlanta, because Brian and Doug, they both got taken out early, and their engines blown or some stupid crap like that happened. So we'll be a better team, I think, going in Atlanta. You play some team tactics as always at a super speedway, and I feel pretty lucky. There. So I think it's time for get a win and maybe claw back some points for the super speedway season.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go, but good third place finish. Hopefully, you can move up 2 positions in the next race and win it, man. But good job.
That's the plan. See you back up in the booth.
All right, so that was Douglas Newbiggin, the third place driver. We will bring in the second place driver, Michael Groen Jr. Hey, Michael, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, so you and that 27 went at it for so long, and just he got a good run out of 3 and 4, and then it looks like you just kind of plow tight going into the 1. But, describe, like, how did that battle, what was going through your head when you had that battle with the 27? Like, did you know that you had to keep him behind you, or were you just trying to do everything you can just to run away from him?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of underdrove it at the beginning of the run, trying to save, and that bit me. Once he got to the back of me, I knew it was just going to be holding him off, and I figured out if he wanted to pass me, he was going to have to get that run off of 4. I knew he couldn't get around me into 3, but I mean, in the moment, it was real tense, sweating a lot, counting down the laps, but it was, looking back, a lot of fun. It's enjoyable to race Gabe. He races clean. He's fair. And, you got 2 guys who both want to win real bad and put on a good show.
Yeah, man, I was watching. He was all over you. I was like, gosh, these guys are going to go at it. And that 7 was starting to slowly catch y'all, but you got that sorted out. And then pretty much it was over from there, but definitely not a bad finish for you all. You gave it all you got. And just once you got by, you just kind of ran away with it. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching this first stream here tonight?
Yeah, as always, thank the guys at Sim Racer Hub Challenge. I mean, every week had a good time doing this. I've been here for a couple seasons, so it's always a good time when you get to run with the best of them. And thanks to you, as always, putting on a good stream for us and allowing us to have some fun.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go, but good second place finish tonight, man.
Thank you.
That was the second. Drag you out. It's not letting me drag you. Trying to get you out of here. There it is. Eventually, I don't know what that was. Looks like Discord is starting to slow down. So we'll bring in the race winner and Gabriel Ellison. Let me unmute him. Hey, Gabriel, this is Bryce's booth. You got a copy, man?
Yes, sir.
Man, so you and that 29 went at it for it seemed like forever. What was your thought process? Knowing that you were behind him, that you had to eventually get around him at some point if you wanted to win the race.
Yeah. Huge shout out to Michael there. That was really fun. That's one of the best races I think I've had this season. But yeah, I had second and a half roughly before the pit cycle, and I pit a lap late. That was not a good decision. I was hoping that I just reacted to his pit, hoping I would come out right in front of him, but he came out right in front of me. So, I had a very slight tire advantage, which is a big deal here because the tire fall off is so huge. But, obviously that was not ideal. So, I tried to try to take it easy for 15, 20 laps, and let us over and over again. I kept getting runs out of 2, and I'd take the bottom into 3, and he would just, drive off the corner and clear me. So I finally figured out to get a run off of 4 instead of 2, and that was a little bit tougher to set up. But once I got on the inside on the front stretch, I think he just overcooked it in the 1. So, that got it done. But that was great fun there. This track, with the tire fall off, it makes for real good racing.
Yeah, man. Rockingham is.
Oh.
Yeah, you're there. I think you were cutting out in and out a little bit during that, but we definitely got what you're saying. We didn't miss what you said, but Rockingham it's a fun track to run for sure. It's very kind of weird. It's not the corners aren't the same when the track looks somewhat similar, as I've only ran it I think once, and I believe the old gen cars, but it was definitely a fun race to have, and it's definitely fun watching you in that 29 go at it. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching this first stream here tonight?
Yeah, man. As always, huge shout out to Rosa Gems Coffee, RS Button Boxes, and Shady Designs, and Sim Racer Hub, as well as Ghost Racing Network.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you go. Hopefully, I can see you repeat at Atlanta, man. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That was Gabriel Ellis. Looks like my Discord might be wanting to slow down itself for some odd reason. I don't know why it would be, but I will go over the finishing order here first. Gabriel Ellison second, Michael Groen Jr. third, Doug Newbigin fourth, Joseph Plager fifth, Stu Leslie sixth, James Nelson seventh, Matthew Ayla eighth, Zachary Hockenmeyer ninth, Doug Denise 10, Jimmy Amos 11th, Brian Knoll, and 12th is Anthony Thurber. Of course, that was race control. So, yeah, the server has just disconnected me, but luckily we got through what we needed to. So they will be going at Atlanta in the next race. That's the Super Speedway configuration. So I will see you all there in that race.